Hi my loves, welcome back or welcome to my channel. Welcome if you guys are new. A few videos ago I asked you guys if you would be interested in possibly seeing my ARC collection or like my special books collection, maybe you could call it. And a lot of you said you really wanted to see it, so I was like, of course I'll show you my ARC collection, that would be super fun. So today we're going to be talking about some of my most special edition collectible kind of books that would put me on your rob list, if you will. Yeah, I'm super excited to dive into it. If you don't know what an ARC is, it stands for Advanced Reader's Copy. So these are books that I get sent and other reviewers get sent prior to the release of the book, and they might have a slightly different cover. They're very limited edition. They're in early print, maybe one or two differences in the book, but like very minor editing details, and you get them prior to release. So it's like super exciting. When I received my first ARC, I was like, I can't even explain it. It was an incredible moment. So I treasure my ARCs. These are literally my prized possessions. Thought we could just go through them today and I can show them to you guys. It feels only right to start with my absolute favorite ARCs on my shelf. They're my forever books, and they are my Ali Hazelwood hardcover ARCs. Ali Hazelwood is with Hachette Publishers in Australia, and every time she has a new release, they send out a limited amount of hardcovers for that release. I love Ali Hazelwood. I love her romances, so this is like a massive deal to me, and the fact that there's only like 50 to 100 of these copies in the world is crazy to me. So I'll start out with the first one I got, which was actually one of my like first ARCs as well, which is really exciting, and that is Bride. I love Bride. I love Mate as well. I'll show you that in a second, but this was the first hardcover I got sent. It basically has these little scratch marks on it that are like, it's an iridescent kind of shimmery material. I can't think of the word, but that is the front, and then that is the side, and then this is the back. It basically has the blurb, it has the release date down here, has a little quote, and it's like, again, kind of that metallic font. This is a massive deal for me. This is one of my favorite Ali Hazelwood books. I love this like paranormal romance duo that she's been writing. This is just one of my absolute favorite books I own. There's also like little red sparkles. I'm not sure if you can see that all over it, which is really fun. Yeah, when I got this, I actually screamed, and it's one of my prized possessions. And then of course recently Mate came out, and they did it to basically match, so it's also got that kind of metallic overlay. The front is a little bit different in this one, which is fun, I guess, because we're dealing with werewolves, but that is the front cover. That's the spine. It also has the little release dates up here, and then the back again with the blurb and release date down here. I just think they look so cool together. Like, are you serious? I also loved both of these books, so that's just an added bonus. This one has a tiny bit of discoloring and it's making me really sad. And then we also have Not in Love, which came out in June of 2024. This one's really fun. It's a STEM romance. Again, metallic. I just love naked hardbacks, honestly. I would totally get hardbacks for every kind of copy I own. It's just that they're not very common. And then that is the back with all the little, again, the little science symbols and like beakers all over it. It's just so fun. So much fun. And I love the pink on this one. And then I love this one. This is Deep End. The water and everything on this is so cool. I love it. This is one of my favorites, I have to say. And for this one, I think there was only a few like this. I think there was like different kind of colors. I love this kind of lilac-y color though. It's super cool. But those are my Ali Hazelwood books. I absolutely love them. They are my favorite books on my bookshelf, I think. I can't help it. Well, one of my favorites. They're the only hardcover ARCs I have as well. Before we move on to my next ARCs, I do want to give a quick thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this portion of the video. I'm sure you guys know by now that I absolutely love Ana Luisa. I love their products so much. I am actually wearing a few of their products. You've probably seen me wearing their necklaces and earrings, especially in a lot of my past videos, but today I am wearing 2 sets of their earrings. I have multiple piercings, so I love to stack my earrings. I am also a gold and silver girly, so these little second hoops here are two-toned, and I feel like it just goes with any jewelry I want to put on. It's wonderful. It's really diverse. These have become my new staple earrings as well. I feel like they're a statement, but in a subtle way. They're not massively chunky, but I feel like they're a very flattering shape. So those are my ears, and then on my neck I have this beautiful kind of teardrop necklace. I've been wearing this all the time recently and I've gotten so many compliments on it, especially when I've been going out to more fancy events. It also is adjustable at the back, so you can kind of adjust the neckline. It's a very long neckline, which I also love. Perfect for layering if you're into layering. I particularly love Ana Luisa's jewelry just because of their quality, which is also backed by a 2-year warranty guarantee. And whilst whilst they are incredible quality, like I wear these every day, all day, in the shower, everything, they are also super affordable with prices starting at only $39. And it's even more exciting at the moment because Ana Luisa is currently having a Black Friday sale. So if you've been waiting to treat yourself to a piece of Ana Luisa's jewelry or a gift for somebody else, because they are the perfect gifts, now is definitely the time to do so because they are having 30% off site-wide. This is just a great opportunity for, again, gift giving, a gift to yourself, a gift to a loved one, or even just to stack up on your favorites and your staples. I highly recommend checking out Ana Luisa's pieces. I truly love them. I wear them on an everyday basis. It's also a way to support our channel, which is really cool. And you can do so by clicking the link in my bio or using the QR code. I'll put it on screen. So a big thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this portion of the video, supporting our channel. And guys, definitely take advantage of the 30% off sale. I definitely will be. With that being said, let's jump into the rest of my arcs. Okay, I think we're gonna start with fantasy because I have a lot of fantasy arcs. One that I absolutely love is my Crimson Moth arc. This I feel like looks vastly different to the actual cover of the Crimson Moth, both versions. So it's also known as the Heartless Hunter, I think, in the US. So this is the front. I actually love it. I love this color. It just has little quotes on the front here and here. So it doesn't actually have a title on the front, which is really different. And then we have the spine with the title and the release date, of course. And then this is the back. I remember when this turned up on my doorstep, I was like, okay, this looks really pretty, but I was almost expecting a cozy fantasy. And then I read it and I was like, guys, I can't believe you have to wait months to read this because I got this one super early, which I'm really fortunate for because this was so much fun, such a fun romantasy. I really love this one. I feel like it's so different to the cover, but I really feel like it gives off the vibes of the book. I love how it gives that kind of cozy, witchy fantasy vibe. I'm not going in any particular order. We're just gonna go with the vibes. The next one is my Quicksilver arc by Callie Hart. This one is kind of a different situation because Quicksilver, of course, was indie published before it was picked up by a traditional publisher. And so this was also published by Hachette. So the arc is very, very different. It's very simple. I actually love it. I guess it's kind of similar-ish to the now published version, but very different to the original cover. But it's literally just got Quicksilver, then that's my little name just written on with marker. Absolutely nothing on the spine. And then it just says a little quote on the back. Super, super simple, very basic. Forgot to say this before, but the arcs do come with like the map and everything like that most of the time, depending how advanced you get them. But most of the time they will come with kind of all of the same insides, I guess. It's very, very simple, but I like it. Next is my Silver Cloak arc by LK Stephen. This is very simple. This is very similar to the traditionally published version, so I won't go into too much detail. But again, just the front, very similar cover. It's just a different size, so I think they're bigger. This is just a little bit smaller. The spine is red, which I really like. And then the back is a little blood moon. So that's a little bit different, I guess, I think. And then the blurb is on the inside for this one. One difference that I feel like is often in arcs is the fact that you don't get the dedication all the time and the acknowledgements. They kind of are done a little bit after the editing process. So this got sent to me before the dedication and stuff had been put in. Next is the Raven Scholar. You guys know how much I love this book. This one is very, very similar to the cover. It is matte though, so I think the cover now has like little iridescent linings or something. It is a smaller version again, so the traditionally published version is a little bit bigger. This is kind of an awkward size, to be honest. We usually in Australia have like a bigger paperback and then a smaller paperback, and this is somewhere in the middle. So it looks like that. The only reason you can tell it is a proof is because this little line of orangey yellow exclusive hot escape proof, which obviously makes it different to the traditionally published version. This one I do believe has everything. Yeah, it has the map, has everything like that. Oh no, it does have acknowledgements. So this one is pretty much like a traditionally published version. It just has a little line telling you it's a proof. That's the difference. I feel like these are all some of my absolute favorite books, so it's very exciting. But next is Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. Now guys, I'm just gonna be completely honest here. I literally begged the publisher for a copy of this. When Jamie read this and said it was absolutely incredible and possibly better than Divine Rivals, I was like, I need to read this absolutely immediately. So I was literally emailing and DMing the publishers being like, I would be so incredibly grateful. They were incredible. They were so nice, and they actually sent me an advanced copy. I love this copy. I love it so much. It's so pretty. So Divine Rivals, if you didn't know, is like one of my favorite duologies of all time, YA fantasy duologies. And this is a prequel. It's very much working on the magic system, the world building, and kind of the myths that surround Divine Rivals. It's like a deep dive into the magic system, I guess. So this is the front. Like, are you kidding me? It's so pretty. It says, "Let me not be loved, but feared." So that is our front cover. And then the side, I think that's just normal. Like that's what the traditionally published version looks like. And then the back, it does have the title. And then another quote. I just think this copy is so pretty. I didn't get this one too far in advance, but I did get it, I think, about a month in advance. Speaking of authors I absolutely love, I actually screamed when this turned up on my doorstep. I feel like I'm saying that for everyone, but I feel like just because I grew up watching booktube, like some of these creators, I'll put them on the screen, they were my go-tos. I absolutely loved them. Clockwork Reader, absolutely love. And I used to see them getting arcs and special editions and everything. I'd be like, oh my god, that is absolutely crazy. So now that I get it, it just doesn't really feel real. It's just absolutely crazy to me. So sorry if I'm being very dramatic about it, but they really are my prized possessions. So this is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. Rachel Gillig wrote the Shepherd King duology, one of my favorite duologies. This is The Night and the Moth. I loved it. I love this cover as well. It's super fun, very abstract almost. And again, we just have a quote on the front, and then this is the spine with the little release date up here, and then this is the back. Again, we have a little release date. This is probably one of my favorite arcs I own. This one doesn't actually have a map. I got sent this one before the map, I guess, was finalized. I'm not really sure how publishing works. Don't take my word for any of this. I'm just guessing. Are you serious? It's so pretty, and it captures the vibe of this world so well. If you haven't read Night and the Moth yet, run to read it. It's one of my favorites. Another arc I shamelessly begged the publishers for, and when I do beg the publishers to read these books, I don't mind if it's an e-arc, I don't mind if it's a physical arc. I really just want to read like the contents of this book so I can let you guys know what I think. It's not to have like these proof copies or anything like that. This is just incredible that I do get them. I talked about this in one of my last videos about how you can get arcs, so if you want to learn more about it, you can go to this video. But this is Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. I really like this cover. It's very similar to the traditionally published version, but in white. So, and it's kind of odd. We have the quote on the front and then the title on the back. So it says, "To hell with love," literally. We have the staircases, our little cat, then we have the title on the back, which is a little bit odd. This though is so floppy. I love it. I love my floppy books. It also has a map on the inside. I'm actually not sure what the traditionally published version of this one looks like. I keep saying traditionally published. Maybe I should say the actual published, I don't know. The non-proof version. I actually don't know what the inside looks like. Absolutely love this one. Yeah, this one's pretty simple as well. Quite similar, I guess. Next we have Stephanie Garber, Alchemy of Secrets. I was super excited about this one because I love Stephanie Garber, one of my favorite authors, and I have never gotten an arc of hers, probably because they didn't send out arcs for like the rest of the series when Once Upon a Broken Heart was getting published, and this is the first time I've been like on booktube and BookTok when her books are getting published, if that makes sense. This is probably one of my favorite, like just prettiest arcs, because we do have that iridescent kind of sparkle about it. Look how sparkly it is. It's so little. This is the side. It's quite a big copy as well, and then this is the back. I just love like the little door and everything here. I think it's so cool. Again, it has the little date up here. This one is absolutely beautiful. I sped through this book. Like I absolutely sped through it. I also regret saying that I thought this was a standalone, because I did. I thought this was a standalone when I read it. But guys, it's actually part of a series. So that has been confirmed since I initially read that, which I'm super excited about because I had so many questions after finishing this. I was like, I need more. So I'm very happy that we do have more coming in this world. I think I only have 2 more arcs. I do have some special edition fantasies that I want to show you, but I think these are my last fantasy arc, like the ones I'm most obsessed with, I think. But this is Immortal Dark and Eternal Ruin. Now, I only got Eternal Ruin like a month ago or so. I've been reading all my arcs like crazy, so I haven't actually got into this one yet, which I feel awful about because I always try and get to it as quickly as I can, but I'm doing my best, cutting myself some slack. But this is Immortal Dark. I obviously have read this one. Quite different to the Now cover. I really like this cover. I feel like it gives the academic vibes very well. We've got like a crest here, which I think is really cool. The side and then the back. I thought this one was super cool. We do have a map in this one. I really like this arc. And then this one, I think I like it even more. This is Eternal Ruin. I'm so excited to read it. But look how cool that cover is. It says, "Embrace your desires, regain control." And we do have a kind of shimmer about it as well. And then very similar on the back. And it says the title as a continuation of Immortal Dark. This is also very exciting because this one is signed by the author Tiger Skirma, which I don't have very many signed books because authors rarely come to Australia, and if they do, the signings are usually in Sydney, and I live in Melbourne, so it's like a whole flight away. So this is like crazy special to me that I have a signed book by her. Also, the fact that this is an arc and a signed edition of hers, like that's incredible to me. I only got this one about a week before release, I think, and I just feel like these together look absolutely stunning. Like they're so pretty. They're also like this matte texture, which I can't obviously show you, but it's a very different texture to a lot of my books, which is really fun. Okay, before we get into my special editions, let's just go through the other 2 romance slash just fiction books I wanted to show you. First of all is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now you guys know that Taylor Jenkins Reid, like favorite author, literally favorite author. So this is a really, really big deal to me. I got this a few weeks before release and I read it immediately. Like, I'm not kidding, the day I got it, I read it and it made me cry. This is one of my top reads of the entire year. Please, 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 please read it. This one is quite different to any of the covers published, both the UK and the US edition, and I love it. I love all the like constellations in the stars. Because this book is about like an astronaut, about NASA, I think it looks really cool. And we do have the title on the front of this one, and then we have a little quote on the back along with all the constellations. It would be my absolute dream to meet Taylor Jenkins Reid and get her to sign one of my books. Honestly, that would be like, I have all of her books up there. I have a little Taylor Jenkins Reid shrine. I would actually, I think I'd freeze up and cry, but yeah, she is one of my favorite authors. I think she's so incredible. Absolute dream for me to get her to sign, especially like imagine an arc signed from her. That would be crazy. Yes, this is my very little Atmosphere arc. And then this one I wanted to show because like this is probably very normal for you guys, but I don't get US editions of books like ever. So this is a US edition, a US arc of Summer in the City by Alex Astor. This is a very cute little romance. I'm sure you guys know Alex Astor, but the reason I love this is because it's like different. It feels different. We don't have books that feel like this in Australia. It looks very similar to the original copy. The only reason it looks slightly different is that little sticker, and of course it is a paperback, not a hardback. But other than that, I think it looks pretty similar. Like we've got the cover and then the blurb on the back. The only difference in the side is the fact that there's a little date up there. This one I just love the texture of. That's pretty much it. And I love the pink. Okay, I lied. I totally forgot to show you my Emily Henry arcs. I can't believe I did that. It's because they look very, very similar to the normal books. But we'll start with Funny Story. This was my first arc from Emily Henry and pretty much the exact same, except it has the date on the side. And I don't know if the spine's different, but it's pretty much the exact same. Yeah, very, very simple, but like super cool that it has the little date to tell you that. And then same with Great Big Beautiful Life. I just love Emily Henry, so these are just a massive deal to me. I think my only special editions that I did want to show you today are my Lord of the Rings special editions. Now these are so heavy, I'll show you one by one. I have shown these in past videos, but they're my everything. My dad tracked these down. These have illustrations in them. Lord of the Rings is my favorite series of all time. Tolkien is my favorite author of all time. They are absolutely beautiful. I like absolute favorite books hands down on my entire shelf. They're in this beautiful box set. Oh my god, this is a workout. I can actually read these ones as well, which is really cool. But of course we start with The Hobbit, which I think is incredibly underrated. But this is the beautiful cover. They are hardbacks obviously, and then the back. Throughout the book they also just have these little illustrations which just add so much to the story. I think they are beautiful illustrations as well, and the paper is super thick and like good quality. So that is The Hobbit, and then we have Fellowship of the Ring. These illustrations are insane. I love the back of this one because it's like the stone trolls. Two Towers, second book in the trilogy. Super cool, although I hate spiders, so this one's a little bit scary for me, but the back is absolutely stunning, I think. Very eerie. And then Return of the King is just, look at that. Look at that cover. Illustration is incredible. These are like just so special to me. I've been wanting these books for such a long time, but they are quite hard to track down. So when I opened these were a gift for me last Christmas. I cried a bit. I was like so just in shock, but yeah, they are my everything. I love them so much. But I think that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you had fun watching this. Hopefully it was interesting, gave you an insight. You got to see some cool different covers of books. I'm also very excited because the next video you will see from me is my first Bookmas video. So get excited for Bookmas. I'm excited for Bookmas. But yeah, thank you so much for watching to the end, and I will see you in my next video.